Welcome to Contractors Chronicles. I'm Femi Sturgeon, sharing the raw and real journey of navigating the home services industry. No fluff, just the ups and downs of building a business from the ground up. If you're a blue-collar worker, business owner or contractor, this is your go-to spot. Join the conversation, or comment and share your stories, and let's grow this community together.
Hey, Contractors Chronicles community. What an awesome day today. The weather's changing a little bit. I think it's sun's starting to come out, and I think the rain for this week's going to be a bit better. So for those that have been following, been interested in my journey, it's been quite an eye-opener. You know, this week I drove into our support office over here, and only to find out that it's absolutely no parking. And my manager was standing outside, and he looked at me, and I had this smile on my face, and they just couldn't find parking. So he asked me, he says, "What's going on?" And he says, "Why are you smiling?" I said, "Because there's no parking." And that's a good sign, because our team's grown quite a bit. And guys, what a journey it has been. Really figuring out how to grow a waterproofing company. We've now gone into roofing and swimming pools as well. So it's been an intense last couple of weeks. Also, with the weather being the way it has been, it's trying to deal with operations and also growing the business, working on the business, which has been a challenge for me recently. So I've been wanting my videos to come out a bit more frequently. I've had a couple of calls from individuals saying, "Listen, I'm waiting for your videos to come out." Well, here we go, trying to get back into the routine of things. Certainly hasn't been easy for me, but we are growing. So we've got quite a big team at the moment. We found out that we needed to do things a little bit differently. In a waterproofing business, it all sounds very honky-dory, and when the rains are good, you probably get a lot of work, but we also get a lot of disguised comebacks. And let me try and qualify what that means. And for those who are in the industry who probably resonate with me, is that, you go back to clients only to find out that a lot of the work isn't really our doing. It might be an adjacent roof that we've waterproofed, or it might be a pipe that's blocked, or it might be a window above the waterproofing that we did. Say we did a flat roof waterproofing system on a balcony, only to find out that the windowsills above are leaking. And it's quite challenging in a rebuild, because we got to diagnose the leak and also tell the client that we're trying to solve their problem. So then we've got to go back to the client and show the client that it's not our waterproofing system, it's actually the windows that are leaking. So we've had to look at our mindset as well, and look at comebacks a little bit differently. We've really had to look at comebacks as a opportunity to get more work, I suppose, and to help the client with their issues. But again, it's got to be done gracefully, it's got to be done on time, and it's been a challenge, because we've had probably one of the wettest winters that I can recall ever living in our city of Cape Town, South Africa. And I believe it's like that all over the world. So, it has been a challenge, but we've, like for instance, we've looked at, in 2 days we accumulated 42 comebacks, only to find out that 38 of them wasn't our doing. Yes, we can have you overlook some areas, or where we thought there was an issue, there isn't, because water can be so elusive. But the point is that more than 70% to 80% of the work wasn't our doing, but we still got to show face and go back to the clients and help them, because they've entrusted us with the work. So where are we now with the business? Well, the business has grown. We've got more employees, as I said. We've had to look at our installation teams. We've also had to look at the way we run operations. We couldn't, when we first started the business, I started from our garage. We used a block and tackle to lift our waterproofing systems, which is a roofing membrane that weighs up to 300 kilograms. We've had to use a block and tackle. Now we've got a forklift. We've got our own premises over here. And it's the fight is not over to get into the routine. But like I said to my team, we can only get better from here. So where we now, we're actually having a team meeting, and I'm going to take you inside there just to show you the team meeting. We've really realized that we need to allocate a certain amount of tools to each team, and they need to sign for it. And what are the protocols? So we're busy doing standard operating procedures for every part of our business, from scheduling right through to team leaders, to office, to making coffee. That's where we are at the business. In the beginning, we didn't need that; we could wing things. Now it's all about putting the right systems in place and making sure that we do enough training. So I'm going to take you inside and just show you what we're doing at the moment. We've got our management team really briefing the installation teams on how to go about using the tools, what's the protocol. So we've gone through a standard operating procedure for the tools as well. So they would be signing for it. They all get a little bag with their name on it. They've got a little color, and it's quite interesting. So I'm just going to take you just so that you can have a little glimpse, and then I'll take you around the workshop to show you what we've done so far. It's great. It's great. Everything's happening, and it's happening quickly too. Are we doing everything right? No, we're not. But we are definitely doing more things right than wrong.
Tubes that we can't use, tubes that's got wet, damaged stock, or anything stock-related damage, we're going to split as well. I'm not going to take the brunt of this.
So guys, what we have here is we've got the team getting together, and we're handing over the tools. We're saying, listen guys, it's all about accountability and responsibility right now. It's about making sure that people understand, especially the team leaders and the installers, what are they responsible for, and also holding them accountable to what they're responsible for. We've allocated bays as well for the installers. Taking that at the moment, struggling to actually fit in all the little nooks and crannies of this business because we're sweating it from a small little premises. So you can see we've got different bays over here. Each bay is allocated towards a specific team. There's a color. And essentially what we want to do is we want to make sure that this is packed the night before so that the guys can go out with their stock. They can pack their vehicles early morning, but at least it's prepped, because the business success relies on the planning and the preparation. So what we're doing now is we're trying to make sure how proactive we can be to get everything ready so they get a work order for a site, and we have to allocate stock, making sure that the stock gets packed the night before, making sure that the job cards have been allocated correctly, making sure that the scheduling's done. So you can see those bays, and we've got different containers for each and every person. We've also labeled everything, so we've got everything systemized now, where we're not looking for stock in a haystack. We've got our waterproofing systems put aside, we've got our adhesives put aside. Everything's labeled so that we can really find our things quickly, because what we found in the past was it was a big mess, and we couldn't really find things, and we found out that we were ordering stock that we didn't really need. So we're really spending more time on operations. You can see that everything's packed nice and neatly for people to see, and we're changing it all the time to make sure that the systems flow, because our whole process is about making things flow a little bit better. We've also installed a TV over here. Got a television that we've installed over here on an arm that can be moved. And this will be done for trainings in the mornings from 7 a.m. in the morning to 8 a.m., where we can discuss how we've improved things over the previous day. So any little incremental improvement will come through. We've got standard ops for every part of the business. So this would be for the ladders. This is the way it gets packed. So any newcomer that comes into the business knows how that gets done. So guys, that's the operations at the moment and the team. We are in the process of finding a roof assessor at the moment. You can quote on roofs. We're very excited about that. We have found someone where the person will join us immediately. Not quite sure, but we are looking for who, not how. So we're looking for good people that have taken their department to a certain level that can really join us and really fix up areas of the business and take responsibility and accountability for certain parts of the business, really focusing on the winning, on the who now and not the how. So that's where we are with the team. On the finances, I think we're on top of it this year. We're definitely showing positive growth, and we've had a lot of setbacks and a lot of learnings. But like I said to my team, we can only get better from here because we've learned how not to do things, and we're just getting smarter, and the knowledge is increasing. Like for instance with the comebacks, it used to be a cost to company, now it's becoming an upsell, where we're really looking at it with a different mindset. We're going back to clients to say, listen, how can we solve this issue? Let's have a look. Oh, we've seen that it's another waterproofing system that needs to be done. On the finance side as well, we've managed to look at our return on investment on our advertising and marketing. In fact, we've quietened down our online marketing just because we've just been overwhelmed with all this wet weather at the moment, and having to go back to clients and new clients expecting work as well. So lots of expectations. We've just tapped on our online marketing for a while, but we do have a system to upscale our online marketing because we've worked out our return on ad spend. We know exactly what we're spending on certain adverts and what the clients are spending with us, and we're working out what the average spend is from there and the return on investment on our advertising, and we'll discuss that in a bit more detail. I'm just swooping low and fast with you. We're also looking at a dashboard, a digital dashboard for the company, so that we can isolate different areas of the business and say, okay, this is an issue. For example, expenses. We want to make sure that key expenses like salaries and wages as a percentage of revenue is allocated on the dashboard that I see daily. We've got quite a few percentages that we see on a dashboard that now we can start looking at it a little bit better and make decisions and calls that we couldn't make before. So that's up and running now, and it's just up to me to get used to working with that new dashboard. So guys, the systems, I think I've explained. There's a lot more systems that we've introduced. Like I said, the standard operations procedures, that's all happening. And we're very excited for the future because pools are starting to pick up. We're running at capacity and the weather hasn't changed yet. So our branding, I think our presence in the market, people are loving what we do. We're also looking at rebranding our business because we're finding that, when we go out to clients, they actually want to know that we do pools and roofing as well, not just waterproofing. And they don't know that because they see the vehicles and they see, oh, it's just a waterproofing company. But we do specialize in pools and we do specialize in roofing as well. And we need clients to know about that. So there's quite a challenge. On the system side as well, we want to try and bring in a CRM system and use it a bit more frequently, where we can send out newsletters to clients to let them know that we're doing roofing and pools as well. So we're very excited to see where the business is going to go now. And guys, thank you very much for joining our community of Contractors Chronicles. We want to make a difference to people out there, and I'm just sharing my journey just so that everyone can get a little bit of insight where we're going. And if there's any questions you want to ask, please post a comment in the message below. I'm very, very keen to communicate with anyone that really wants to know a little bit more. And see you next week.